Before you desire anyone's lifestyle, check it. Before you start asking God, when will my own turn come? Because of the paparazzi you see during weddings, check it. Before you start blaming your daughter for refusing to marry the destiny helper God brought to wipe out your shame in your family, check it. You know why? Because all that glitters are not gold. My name is Sandra Ezeji Anyaele. I am your marriage foundation coach. I want to welcome all those that are new to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, I talk about marriage, family, and self-development. So if you are contemplating, should I subscribe? Should I not subscribe? So please subscribe to this life-changing channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about a young man based in Los Angeles who was arrested 3 months into his wedding. You might be wondering what happened, what would have gone wrong. It was said that this young man is a blue cloth bandit. It's like a name they gave him because of the kind of things he does before he was arrested. It was said that this young man has recorded almost 60 armed robberies in Los Angeles. Wow! Over 60 armed robberies in Los Angeles, and he was just recently caught. In my videos, when things like this happen, I don't apportion blame. Those of you that are accustomed to this channel should know about that by now. We don't apportion blame because it is not in our duty to do that. After all, it's not going to change anything. But what we do on this channel is to talk about the learning points. And as always, we are going to talk about the learning points. When I heard about the incident, I decided to understand what really happened so that I can pick the learning points. And I came up with 10 important points that will help all those that are contemplating to marry and all those that are newly married. As a matter of fact, it will help anybody. The first point we want to talk about is, when you want to choose a partner, choose well. And in choosing well, you are going to consider 3 W's. And these 3 W's are where, what, and who. But for the purposes of this video, we are going to talk about the where. I said so because it was said that these people met in the church. Wow. They met in the church. And now you might begin to wonder, how can someone who is supposedly a brother in the Lord be doing this type of thing? Meanwhile, he was met in the church. It's baffling to say the least. It also tells us that the church, I've said it in one of my videos, is like a hospital. Yes, if you are sick, you go there, everybody goes there. And then some are responding to treatment, some will not respond to treatment. That is just the truth. So the fact that you met someone in this church is not a guarantee that this person is a good person. That's just the truth. You still have to do a background check to be sure of what you are getting yourself into. Because in this case, this can be likened to what you see versus what you get. She saw a brother in the Lord inside the church. Then what she got was an armed robber. Have you seen the difference? So when you are choosing, please endeavor to choose right. The second learning point is transparency. Yes, I had to include this in the list because if this young man was transparent enough for the lady to know what exactly he does for a living, I don't think the story we are hearing now will hear it. Even though some people are blaming the lady, some people are also saying that she knows exactly what this young man does. But like I said, we are not here to apportion blame. We are not here to say she is right or she is wrong. What has happened has happened. Transparency is key. If, for instance, this lady knows where this young man is working, the young man was transparent enough to let her know his earnings. Then by the time they talk about this kind of wedding, she will know, or both of them will know, if they truly can afford it. If they cannot afford it, they will cut down on their expenses. I'm not saying that they wouldn't have done a luxurious wedding, but maybe they would have cut down on some things. So if you are dating for marriage, it's very important that both of you, both parties involved, should be transparent. Be transparent enough to know where your would-be partner is working, the earnings, and everything is very important. The third learning point that I wrote down is social media can affect you negatively. Yes, I had to include that. Because some people, before they start planning their wedding, the first part of call is social media. They will go to the internet and be checking best wedding ever, Bella Niger wedding. They will just be checking everywhere. They don't even want to know if they can afford it. They are interested in what others have done. They want their wedding to be like so and so. Meanwhile, they don't even know if they can afford it or not. So social media, to an extent, affects some people negative. It's not everybody. I am not saying that social media is bad in its entirety. But I'm saying that some people are now using it as a yardstick to the kind of wedding they want to have. And that is very wrong. The fourth point I want to mention is greed. Yes, I say this because, like I said when I started, this young boy, it has been recorded over 60 robberies. Over 60. So when you did the first one, second, up to the 10th one, up to the 20th one, I am not holding brief for him. But up to the 20th one, even the 25th one, you did not think that you will be caught one day. Or you thought that, in a place like Los Angeles, you did not stop. and maybe the money you have made, the money you've gotten, use it to start up a business. You did not. But because you wanted to, to maintain the status quo, there's a lifestyle that you already have. You want to maintain it. That's why he kept on and on and on and on until he was caught. So greed should not be seen in the life of someone who wants to be responsible, or someone who is contemplating marriage, or anybody at all, because greed is a very bad vice. It is not a virtue at all. The fifth point I want us to talk about is your wedding is uniquely yours. Do not compare your wedding with anyone else's. Yes, it's very wrong, because probably there was a wedding that they saw and in their mind they were like, our own will be better. I don't know, I'm just giving an example. Your wedding should be uniquely yours, because you know what you are working with. You know the kind of lifestyle you're living. You know what your earnings are. You know the kind of family you want to structure. You know the kind of vision you already have for your family. So why do your wedding like XYZ? Does it make sense? It does not make sense, because by the time you compete with someone else or you copy what someone else has done, it might not all go well with you. So let your wedding be your wedding. Do it, plan it in such a way that it will be yours and yours alone. Do not say because XYZ has done his or her wedding this way, I'm going to do my own in such a way that it will be bigger or it will be louder than XYZ's own. It will not help anybody. The sixth point I want us to look into is red flags. There is no gain saying that the lady in question did not see some red flag. It is not possible, because when the red flags are there, sometimes you ignore these red flags. If this lady had insisted on knowing the kind of job this young man was into, how much his earnings were, if at the end of the day she's not getting the kind of information she wants, she can walk away. Yes, she can walk away. You must not marry this person. Now look at what has happened. The family, both families, look at the shame all over the social media, all over the world as it were. Look at what she has gotten herself into. When you see red flags in any relationship, please talk about it. When you see any red flag, don't ignore it. When you see any red flag and the person is not willing to talk about it or to explain it the way you will understand, please kindly walk away. You must not marry the person you have dated. It is not compulsory. This is one of the reasons why I started YouTube channel, in order to educate people, in order to expose them to things that they don't even know, in order to tell them, yes, marriage is a lifelong affair. It is not a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, or even 10 years affair. It is something that you think about as long as you live. So you have to be very careful. Some people are blaming this lady, saying that she did not ask the necessary question. Who knows if she asked? Who knows if she even had the time to ask? Because according to the news I have, she's a nurse. And nurses over there, they are very, very busy. But you will not be as busy as not to close your eyes to red flags. If you have been seeing these things consistently, my sweetheart, ask questions. If the answer to these questions are not forthcoming, my sister, walk away. It's for your own good. So red flags are one of the things you have to really consider when you are dating for marriage. It's very important. The seventh learning point I want to talk about is trying to impress people. Yes, because sometimes you try to impress people who you think are looking at you, but at the end of the day you discover that these people don't even care. Live your life. Be conscious of what you are doing. Think about the future. Know that the future is always brighter. Anything you cannot afford now, you might afford it tomorrow. Or better still, if you're already living a particular lifestyle, ask yourself, can I maintain this lifestyle, or will I stop on the way? Because sometimes something you started, you think you can handle it. At the end of the day, you will notice that you cannot handle it. So ask yourself, this lifestyle that I have started now, can I handle it? When push comes to shove, can I handle it? Is a very important question. And by the time you consider this question, it will not help you to retrace yourself. Where your head is doing jaka jaka jaka, let me do it, let me pepper them, let me do. No, you don't have to do that. Be authentic, be real, be you. Because if this young man, he was not trying to, impress people or live a particular lifestyle, he wouldn't have landed himself into this mess. That is just the truth. The eighth learning point I want to talk about is rejection. Sometimes some people, when they are rejected by a lady, they will not be so annoyed that they say they will make money by all means. They will not tell themselves, oh, it's because of money that this lady that I wanted to date or I was dating and now I want to marry her, she rejected me. It's because of money, but I will show money pepper. They will not be putting their hand into every bad thing, anything that can bring money, whether they will kill in the process, any bad thing they can do to make this money, they will do it. So who knows? Could it be? Because I'm just weighing the options. These are some of the things that can cause people to put their hands into wrongdoing. Could it be that this young man was rejected by a lady, Or could it also be that before he went into crime, he was dating someone and the person all of a sudden jilted him because he was not living, up to date to her standard? Who knows? These are just options. It goes to show that we have to be very careful. Is this one now a revenge? Who knows? What could have happened? What went wrong? So, like I said, it could be rejection. It could be anything. These are the points. These are some of the things that push people into crime. Yes, that's why I'm mentioning it. These are some of the things that will lead people astray. These are some of the things that will make somebody to say, okay, even if I die in the process, let me do this. Anything that will, help me to make money, I am willing to do it. I don't care who I'm going to step on to reach where I'm going. That is just it. The ninth learning point I want to talk about is lack of effective communication. Yes, I had to include this because if you're not communicating in relationship, then I don't know what you are doing. And I said effective communication, not just communication. It is not communication that you talk today, the next time you will talk is next 3 months or next month or next 2 months. No, that is not effective communication. In relationship, you talk all the time because things can come up. Now, when you are planning your wedding, even though it was said that the lady, that she's a nurse, yes, she's a nurse, obviously she's very busy. But when it comes to planning your wedding, there are times you set aside to talk about important things. You will not tell me that they did not go out once in a while. It is not possible. Even when you go out, there are things to talk about. Yes, there are things to talk about. Don't leave any stone unturned. It's very crucial. Talk, ask questions, talk about your goals, which includes your financial goals. Now we are planning our wedding. How are we going to do it? What are we expecting? Are we going to put funds together? What is our budget? These things are some of the things to talk about. It's not just to, go out and drink and come back home. No, talk. Don't close your mouth and think that he already knows what to do. She already knows what to do. Shebi, it's our wedding. Pata will involve a wedding planner. No, it goes beyond that. After all, it is what you tell the wedding planner that she will work with or he will work with. That's just the truth. So, effective communication is very important when you are dating for marriage. Very, very important. Now, to talk of getting married, because by the time you have fixed a date, then the wedding is as good as done. How much are we going to put into? How much are we willing to spend? How much are we going to, use to fund this wedding? Are we going to put our funds together? How much are you bringing? How much will I bring? How much will I contribute? What will our parents contribute? What will our parents? That is just the question you should be asking. You talk about it. You don't close your mouth or have it in your mind that these things will be done. It will not be done, my sweetheart. So, what if they were not talking? What if they were talking but they were not communicating effectively? So, in any relationship, effective communication is very key. So, you have to be careful when you are into any relationship. Make sure that both of you are talking. You also have to talk about your life after the wedding, because the wedding is just one day, but the marriage continues. So it is by communicating you talk about all those. Ask important questions. If you are not convinced of certain things, my sweetheart, go back and ask the question. You have to be convinced before you move that relationship to the next level. Now, the 10th and final learning point is crazy fantasies. I call it crazy fantasies because sometimes these fantasies can lead us astray. You want the moon to fall and you want the earth and the heaven to come together on your wedding day. You want everything to align. You want all those fantasies you read as growing up. You want all those fantasies you watch on television, Telemundo, Televista, all those things. You want everything to align. You want all those things to happen on your wedding day, just one day. So that's why I say they are crazy fantasies. I am not saying that, you will not experience anything when you are doing your wedding. It's not what I'm saying. After all, your wedding is just for a day. You will not have your wedding again. But then, there are some fantasies that are crazy. There are some fantasies that are so unrealistic. So you have to pick your fantasies. Yes, pick your fantasies. It's not everything that you see that you want to involve yourself with. That is just the truth. So cut down on some things. Bring your eye down. Be content. Make sure that what you want to go into is truly what you want. And you people will talk about it. And you people will, agree on certain things. Because to be honest, by the time you get married, you will see reality will dawn on you. So before you get the shocker of your life, just like this lady. In fact, I feel for this young lady. Yes, before you get the shocker of your life, there are some things you can avoid. There are some things you can control. The ones that control what you can control. This is a very good advice that will help anybody that wants to go into marriage. Now, the big question is, are luxury weddings bad in itself? That should be the question on our lips. No, they are not. They are not. Because you cannot say that in the whole world, his wedding was the highest. It has not been recorded. Yes, you cannot say that. If you can afford it, yes, why not? But robbing people of their sweat, of their hard-earned money is bad. This video might look long, even if it is long, please, this video is important. That's why I am talking about it. Go through it, because I know that a lot of people want to get married, so that it will help them. Now in the comment section, if you know there are other points that I missed, or there are other points that I should have mentioned that I did not mention, because I know there are also different angles to this thing, please, let's have your thoughts in the comment section, because people want to learn. Let them learn, let them understand what they are going into, so that it will help them. If this video has made sense to you, please give this video a thumbs up, give it a thumbs up, like this video, comment, share this video, so that as many people as possible will get this video and understand it and see the need for them to, make case while the sun shines. Subscribe to this life-changing channel. Turn on your notification button, so that anytime I upload a new video such as this, you'll be the first to know. I love you so very much, and I'll see you in my next video.